completely different from
Okay.
most women, but I'm 29 years old.
Okay. Hold
And
on.
oh, excuse me.
Danger zone.
No.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you're fine. And I was married. I've been in a relationship with somebody for 10 years of my life.
You have or you were?
I, I, I was in a relationship with somebody for 10 years.
Okay.
About 7 years of that relationship was long distance. Of course, we try to make it work. Um, been through things such as infidelity. I mean, just long
Okay.
distance comes with difficulties, of course.
Yep.
Um, we were married and only lasted a year, and then we were divorced, shortly after that.
Hmm.
So I feel like with all that history that I've had with that one person, it's definitely traumatized me, especially moving forward, to the next relationship, considering that, I am at this age where, we're,
You have any
I,
children?
I don't have any children.
How long ago did that relationship end?
So about a year ago.
A year ago.
Yeah.
And you guys are in a for 10 years.
Yes.
That whole thing was 10 years.
Yes.
And it ended in divorce 10 years ago?
Well, 10 years, I divorced him and it was finalized about a year ago. Yes.
Okay. And when was the last time you guys actually had physical contact with one another?
Honestly, it's been so long. Probably since the summertime, but it was specifically just through.
This summer?
Yeah, but it's specifically through attorneys, just the legalities of it, just
Oh, but I
finalizing.
meant this. Actually, after the divorce, when did you guys? Because the divorce process takes a while.
Mm-hmm.
When you guys officially over, then you went and filed papers, and then that was what I look at the end date of the relationship. The process has to run itself out.
Okay. So it was about November of last year when kind of everything just went downhill rapidly. December of last year, I submitted
You
the
had any
papers.
therapy?
I have not yet, in which I do have an appointment coming up. That's something I've been kind of like put on the back burner.
You started seeing him when you were 19?
No.
18, 19, 20?
Yeah, 18. Yeah, 18.
So did you go to college?
Yes, I did.
Did you finish college?
Yes, I did.
Well, you guys were around the same age?
Yes.
So you guys were together 10 years, and you got married for a year, it didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Big part of that relationship, though, was long distance.
Yes.
The last 7 years of that?
Yes.
And then the marriage was in that 7 years, or before that 7 years? The marriage was at the end.
Yes, correct.
So you guys had the college thing, then you had the long distance thing,
and then I moved. I moved for him.
You realized, oh my God, this ain't what. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So therapy. What do you want? Presuming Thanos snapped and you were clean bill of mental health. What do you want?
I want to be married. I see that as a next step. Right now, I am in graduate school. I'm going to school for my nurse practitioner degree. So I graduated.
Oh my God. Say again?
I'm going to school for my psychiatric nurse practitioner degree. So,
oh my God, the psych chick.
Oh gosh, what do you have to say? Please, I'm dying to know.
Agent Dr. White. Oh my God. It's like the holy trinity of. Why are so many attractive women in psychology? And oh my God! All right, so all right. Do you want to be married? Do you want kids?
Yes, I do.
Many.
Two.
Do you want to have what percentage of the financial family load do you want to have to provide over a lifetime?
I'm definitely open to 50%. I believe it's a partnership.
Okay, you want to have to. So you would be all right with having a baby, taking FMLA, 12, 13 weeks, and after that going back to work and dealing with people on suicide watch and turning your baby over to daycare?
Not daycare. If necessary, if I have to be at home for the first year, I'm open to working, PRN.
You dated anybody?
Lightening up my schedule.
Have you dated anyone since your divorce?
I have. I'm currently dating somebody.
Okay.
Mhm.
And how long you guys been seeing one another?
Man, about 8 months going so far.
So you jumped out of divorce back into the dating.
Yes. I feel like your facial expression seems like it's possibly an
Well,
issue.
I mean, I'm just saying you went out with. Look, you're gonna be a professional. If somebody said they have a 10-year tumultuous past, conventional wisdom says it takes about a third of the time to detox out of a situation.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't even spend a year out.
Mm-hmm.
You're a relationship person, so I mean, this arguably people could say this is a rebound.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's been 8 months. Y'all ain't married yet. Is marriage in the cards?
We've spoken about it. Of course, I consider what I've been through in the past. I'm not in any rush for it. Frankly, I'm just working on my career and graduating.
We've spoken about it. Who brought it up?
He did.
Does he have any children?
Yes. One.
How old is he? I mean, is there an age gap between you guys?
About 2 years older.
You guys in the same city?
Yes.
How old is this child?
6.
Have you ever met this child's mother?
Once, but it was just very brief.
Do
But she is aware.
Do you want to be a stepmom?
Yes, I've been with him, both of them, numerous occasions, spent time with his child, and
All right.
we, FaceTime each other, and
Okay.
so I've adjusted to it quite well so far.
It's almost like a pretty girl. You just go from one situation to another. There's no cooling out period.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to give you guys any advice because you never take time off. Either you go into a complete shell or you swing from one to another. What do you want out of it? If you were with somebody for 10 years and it didn't work when y'all married and moved together, what did it teach you?
I feel like there's definitely something that I just have to work on within myself.
Right. And is that to be done in the context of a relationship?
Absolutely not. And I had spoken to him about that as well. I told him for a while. Yes. And I told him, yeah.
You told him that?
I told him that I do need to work on myself, and
Have you looked in the mirror? He said, yeah, I'm trying to hit that. So whatever you're talking about, I can't get my ears cleared. It's full of male baby batter. Whatever you're talking about, he ain't trying to hit him. I'm not talking about that. I said, if Thanos snapped, you may not want to answer this question, but you need me to ask it. If Thanos snapped you and gave you a clean bill of mental health, is this the man you would have chosen yourself? Is this the man you could have seen yourself with for the rest of your life? Is this the situation? Don't answer that. Don't answer that. Because making the best of a marginal situation, and he may be a nice guy, but you haven't had enough time to cool off. You're just now getting into therapy. And someone who's going to get into psychiatry, if you're dealing with an alcoholic or an addict, the first thing you got to do before you can get them into 12-step is you got to get them off the drug, because they're still under the influence. Arguably, you're still under the influence. So any decision you made was right then. People who are alcoholics or drug addicts, sometimes they have to learn how to do things all over again. If you learned how to do something when you were under the influence, you got to relearn it. And that trips people out. And it seems as though you're a relationship kind of girl. You like the security of that. I'm quite sure you don't want to be spreading your body all around town. Get it. But You're 30, right? The next shot needs to be the right shot. So all I'm saying is slow down. Don't tell him. You need to know what you need to do. Oftentimes I say you need to slow down and speed up. Because it's great that you'd be willing to be a stepmother. Okay. Maybe your situation does work. I don't know. But you're here for a reason. And the reason was what?
I need help. Plain and simple.
Do you have any siblings?
I do, yes.
Brother or sister?
2 brothers. I'm the oldest.
And your father was in your life?
No, he actually passed when I was 2.
Sorry to hear that. Is your mother remarried?
She is not. She just refuses to get remarried, yeah.
So, you're the oldest?
Yes, I am.
Now it starts to make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Now it starts to make sense. Typically when, it's not uncommon to be when you're first in the birth order, you grow up too fast. You had to help take care of your siblings. Have you had time to just be? Because if you went from high school to college to a long-term relationship, where have you ever had time to know what it is you want? Have you had one calendar year to yourself?
Are you referring to just as a single person or just in general?
One calendar year to yourself with a complete detox. One calendar year with no man, no dates, no nothing.
No.
Just 6 months might not be bad. Because what you don't want to do is force a situation because you have if that 10-year relationship didn't show you that there were times where I should have broke this off a long time ago. I knew it wasn't going to work. Long distance, this and that, but I made it work. I gave myself the reasons. I justified. And then when we finally move in together after we're married, everything you saw year 0 through 8 popped up in the marriage. And he's like, I knew this. I've been in there. I've done it. Then you have a baby. You don't want to be a divorcee and a mother out here. But I also know that women listen to my advice like, well, I don't want to also miss my opportunity.
And that was another issue. I know he was definitely wanting to have kids. My ex-husband, he was in graduate school. His opportunity was once he graduates, he wants to start having kids. But by the time he graduated, that was when I wanted to start grad school, and I felt like there was a big power struggle.
What reason did you guys separate?
Infidelity. Long story short.
How often did you cheat?
I cheated.
Yeah, I was saying, how often did you cheat?
It was with one person, probably for about a year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And did he cheat as well?
I'm unaware of it. We were in
Why do you think
states.
he cheated?
Why I cheated? Just the absence and him not being there, lack of communication, us being on completely opposite schedules. I work nights.
Do you also make room for the possibility maybe you broke it because you couldn't have the strength to just walk away?
That too, yes. Because I had told him at one point when I was giving up, I said I should have left him a long time ago.
Yep. So, and did he forgive you?
Yes.
Did he want to reconcile and work through it?
For a short period, he did, but I feel like there was a certain point of time, it was just the last straw for me. Something that he did physically, long story short. So, which is why I had to just kind of wipe my hands clean and go.
I've seen this so many. I mean, this is why I'm not a fan of long distance relationships. Mm-hmm. They drag on forever. You don't look in the comment section. They don't know what I'm talking about. they drag on forever, but there's a time in that 0 to 7, 8 year period where you knew you should have left. There were times where you're like, I'm gonna break up with him, and then you probably did something nice or something happened, and you just kind of let it limp on. Because you don't strike me to be an uneducated woman. You knew when you were having an affair with this man that it's because of something missing, whatever. And it wasn't just one time, it was ongoing for over about a year. And the person you were cheating with, who ended the affair? You or he?
I believe it was I did, yeah. At first it was mutual, but I did.
Was he younger?
About my age.
Yeah, you need, I would say you need a break.
Okay.
You need a break. You need a break, number one. Number two, you're going to need to forgive yourself. I don't know who he was, but if you don't get this stable, you risk the rest. You have a future, but you gotta, like I say, slow down to speed up. I mean, I don't care if he says, I'm willing to work with you, work through it. Nope. Just like you said in that other relationship, I should have left. You tell him, I dig you, I dig your kid, but I know I need to do this for me. When my head is where it needs to be, if you're still single and available, I would love to date you. But I can't. Because who would he be marrying? Yeah. You likely would lose yourself. School is just going to be another excuse to tie yourself up with something. There's a time when school is over. And you got to be present in the relationship. You got to be present as a wife, present as a mother. And the question is, who will be present? That's what I would say you need to work on. Okay. Yeah,
it's just another thing, I think, with, being so close to 30, it's a fear of mine. I just don't want to wait, find somebody at 35, 40, and then me having kids, it's just more difficult at that time. And
this is the thing where sometimes you got to slow down and speed up, though. You don't know, but you also don't want to go and limp into something because you already see what happens. Mm-hmm. And then attractive women, people they think you have it easy already. So you need some time for yourself. Get a journal, write, get a bunch of tissue, cry a lot, go watch some sad movies, get it out of your system, take long walks, do like Forrest Gump, run across the country, and then come back and make intentional dating decisions. Once you decide you're clear, you're clean, your mind is in a place it needs to be, then you only date people who want to get married, and you know what kind of lifestyle you want to lead. You know what you be bringing to the table. You know what the kind of man you wants from a woman. You know you're willing to bring that to the table. If you know anything about me, I talked about my Facebook group and how couples have gotten together in under 6 months and 3 engagements. There are 2 people on YouTube that are talking about it. You got to worry about getting yourself clear first. If you're not good for yourself, you ain't gonna be good for nobody. So give yourself some grace, some mercy, and allow the tears and things to flow. And the scars are there to remind us the past is real. Remember what that meant, and don't do that again. Okay?
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Good night.
Good night.